Take a moment to recognize a team of journalists being recognized for their work in pandemics. The ProPublica series Roots of an Outbreak is a finalist in the Scripps Howard Awards for journalistic excellence. The awards are presented by our parent company, EW Scripps. Caroline Chen joins us now. She's a ProPublica healthcare reporter and one of the journalists involved in the series. Caroline, thank you so much for being here. This was a massive project. What inspired your team to look into this, and how did you get started?
Thanks so much for having me on your show this morning. I covered the COVID outbreak as a healthcare reporter, and after what we've been through, all of us globally, I started to wonder, what are we actually doing to prevent the next pandemic? You know, politicians and governments talk a lot about how we need to prevent the next pandemic, but I wondered, what are we actually doing? And what is the reason why we have pandemics in the first place? So that was the impetus. It was a pretty simple question. Just, should I expect another one of these in my lifetime? What are we doing to try to stop that from happening? And as I dug into the science, we found some really interesting things that we felt that the world was really not paying attention to. Science about deforestation, which I'd love to tell you about this morning. And that ended up being the focus of our project.
So the series talks about the concept of spillover. For the audience at home, what exactly is that and how does it work?
Yeah, so spillover is when a virus jumps from, in this case, we're talking about a wild animal to a human. And this is how a lot of outbreaks start in the first place. But it doesn't happen, 100% of the time. When a spillover happens, it doesn't mean you're going to get a pandemic. It's kind of, I think about it like rolling dice. So not every virus is going to be lethal. Not every virus is going to spread easily and be very contagious. Not every virus is going to really hook on well to a human. But when this happens over and over again, when you have many, many, many spillovers, you're increasing the odds that one of them is going to really take off in the way we've seen with, different pandemics across our lifetimes, including Mpox, which we know started in an animal, jumped to humans at some point, and now is a real big human concern.
So we know it's hard to look into the crystal ball, but what does the future look like? Are you seeing any progress? Should we be worried about any more outbreaks?
So what our project focused on was a piece of growing science which shows that how we destroy the natural habitat of wild animals is directly linked to outbreaks starting. And it's not just the fact that we're destroying it, but also the way we deforest in particular. When we create little patchy deforestation, we cut little holes here and there in a large piece of forest, we're creating more and more chances for those interactions, those spillover interactions to occur. We just talked about where a wild animal might run into a domestic animal, or a wild animal might have contact with a human and give the chance for a virus to jump over. And what we found in our reporting is that even though the science is really clear and has been shown, governments are really not taking it into account. And people across the world, we focus particularly on Ebola, in locations with known previous Ebola outbreaks, are continuing to cut down the forest in this dangerous way, which is in fact increasing the risk of a new spillover. So unfortunately, as you said, we don't have a crystal ball, but we know that this key cause of outbreaks starting is not being addressed.
Caroline Chen with ProPublica. Caroline, thank you so much for coming on today, and we appreciate you taking the time.